Hello, Team Pop Stars. It's Dr. Erin, your high performance coach and the success psychologist. And we are on week 4 of 5 of the 5 to Thrive, the 5 skills that when you master, you can go pro here in APL Go and in network marketing. So everyone open up your chats. It's time for quiz, time to be the good little students and get your gold star. What's step number 1? What is step number 1? We're on number 4 this week. Step number 1 is
conversation.
Okay, yes, conversation.
Unmute.
Step 2 is
invitation.
Yes, Pat. So you've talked to the humans, you've invited them to something, and then what's step 3?
Presentation.
Yes, presentation. So now they've like laid eyes on whatever it is you wanted to tell them about. And Joby got a haircut. Look how fancy. She's making a very big trip this weekend, so she gets her haircut. I love it. So step 3, presentation. So they've either come to a coffee date with you or watched something, or they've gotten a sample. That's a presentation. And then step number 4 is, some call it the F word, follow up. I mean, some of you hate this thing like the F word. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. We're just gonna actually have a real conversation about why does it make perfect sense we hate following up. So we know there could be a billboard. The fortune is in the follow up. Okay, we know. How many times on average do we have to follow up? We also know this bad news. What would your guess be? In order to close a sale, what does sales statistics say? It's okay if you don't know the exact number, but put in the chat room what number you think. How many times do we actually have to love on people and touch, return to them? Yeah, 5. Yep, 5, 7. It's about 5 to 8, sometimes 10, 5 to 8. So if we think of this dance, let's think of those 5 to 8, not as follow-up, but as a dance of just like loving on people and talking to people, being friendly with people. And okay, so I will tell you, I didn't join my first company, Arbonne, for 6 years, but the woman kept following up with me. And, good for her. I mean, good for her that she did. I will tell you, I never viewed her as being pushy, but some people could. So we can't just say, no one's going to think you're pushy, because some people might. Okay, so open up your chat room or unmute yourself and complete this sentence. And before you do, I really want you to ponder it. My favorite sentence in all of my coaching is any sentence that starts with, it makes perfect sense because. So it makes perfect sense. I detest or am terrified of following up because, so it makes perfect sense. I detest following up or fear it because, who wants
rejection? Rejection again?
Yes.
I hate no.
Oh, I hate hearing no, because I hate rejection, because I hate being ghosted. What else? There's a couple more probably in there. I also hate it. It also makes perfect sense. I hate it because
I don't want him to think I'm a pain in the butt.
Yes.
I don't want to say the wrong thing to the right person.
Yes, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
If I don't ask for a yes or no, in my mind, it still can be a yes.
Yeah, no failure. There's no failure. It still could be a yes. Yep, I love that distinction. Don't want to bug people. I don't want to ruin my friendships.
Oh, right, Chris, the good one. Yeah.
I don't want them to think I just am there for the money.
Not being sleazy and giving them the hook.
Yes. I don't want to be viewed as sleazy. I mean, my reputation could just go,
Yeah.
Remember what our brain's job is, everybody? If you've been around me for a long time, Joby, oh my God, you're such a student. What's the brain's job, Joby?
To protect us, Dr. Erin.
Dr. Erin.
Protect us, yes, everybody. Keep us safe from rejection, failure.
Someone's gonna eat us.
Someone's gonna eat us. Yes, we're gonna judgment, all the bad things. So by you not following up, you are nailing this protection thing. Like you got it nailed. You also have no money in your bank account and no business, but you are nailing not being rejected. Can I get an amen on a Thursday?
Amen.
I mean, so we've got a dilemma. I'm going to give you several strategies because some will work for others and some will work for others. Okay. One strategy is trying to reframe and rewire your brain. And I'm going to tell you this won't work for all of you, but it will work for some. So I want you to imagine this. I met this woman at Driven event. She's in network marketing. We're going to Dubai together now. And she sends me her skincare sample because she's a good network marketer. And I get it. Imagine, which was lovely of her, imagine that she never followed up. What would you think about her if she like goes to this, you know, sends me like $8 worth of skincare samples, shipping, like I've got this most amazing thing for you, and then she never follows up with me.
She doesn't believe in her product.
Yes. I want you to sink that in. Oh, she must not think it's that great. What else would you maybe think of her?
I'm not that important.
Yes. You would never want someone to feel that way.
She's not good at what she does.
She's not good. She's not a leader. I don't respect her. I might think that. I don't respect her leadership. I would certainly never follow her because she's not even following up. Now, some humans might think, oh, she's just not trying to be pushy, like some, but okay. So if that is the strategy that's going to help you, you can tell yourself, look at me being a professional. Look at me doing what I said I was going to do. That's one of my favorites. But let's talk about when I was in psychology practice, I always talk to my families about, especially when I was a child psychologist, of let's not spend our whole time talking about how to manage the child when they're tantruming. Let's talk about how to prevent the tantrum in the first place. And so there's this idea of like, how can you actually prevent the problems that you're having in your life versus managing them when they come? And I like to think about sales and follow-up and these conversations we're having as we can really set ourselves up for success. And let me give you a really great explanation of how, a takeaway. So let's say I go to the post office and I send it, and the lady's like, okay, it'll get there on Tuesday. I literally will say, okay, Joby, I'm at the post office. I just put your little goodies in the mail. She told me they'll be there Tuesday. So I'm going to follow up with you, let's say Wednesday. I'll let you I'll follow up with you Wednesday and make sure you got them. Now, what does that allow me to do? It allows me to not feel like I'm bugging her. It allows me to put it in the box of, I just did what I said I'm going to do. Okay. Another thing we can do is say, I put a little Post-it note on there that says, text me when you get them. So please let me know when you get them. I want to make sure you get them. Okay, bye. Now they're texting me. They've all texted me back. All the samples I've ever sent, they all text me back. I mean, I think it would be rude if they didn't. They think it would be rude if they didn't, right? Like, so they all text me back, and then I put them in the system and I follow up and I add them to the APL Go community and all the things and teach them what to do. And then we're just conversation about these candies that I sent you. So part of how you can get away from feeling like you're being sleazy and chasing people down is how you set it up. Another example of this is, okay, great. When do you think you'll have had a chance to watch the 10-minute video that I'm going to send you? If you've asked if you can, and they say, well, by Friday. Okay, great. So would it be all right if I circled back with you Saturday? Okay, great. Of course. Okay, great. I'll put it in my calendar. I'll circle back with you Saturday. Okay. So part of it is thinking different. Part of it is you could just act different. Okay. And then your thinking will follow. So there's all this recent research on dopamine, that dopamine is not the hit you get when you do the thing. It's actually the motivational neurotransmitter that gives you the will to do the thing. And it builds I'm going to do the thing. So the just do it doesn't work without this kind of, I'm going to wait. I'm going to train my brain to be this person that does these things. So I just want you to know, on the other side of fear is this dopamine hit you're going to get. And I'm like, this is what happened in my life. Like, I literally in APL Go specifically became obsessed in a great fun way of collecting decisions. So to get and I noticed my brain started to view it as fun, and I would get these little hits. Even if it was a no, I'd be like, yes, I did it. And now it's not hard for me to follow up. And so I want you to know, on the other side of this pain, your brain is actually going to change, and it's going to reward you for like, okay, here I go. I'm going to do what she said, and I know dopamine's over there waiting for me because she told me that's what the science is, you know, like, so I hope that helps as well. I like to view, last thing I'm going to say, I like to view follow-up as just loving on people. Like, it doesn't, follow-up feels kind of weird and salesy to me. But like, hey, like I'm always following up with humans. And what I mean by I'm always making deposits into relationship capital. So once you get a team, you're going to still follow up. I followed up with someone on our team. So follow-up can even be in your team, is what I'm trying to say. I followed up with someone yesterday on our team who I hadn't heard from in a while. And I was like, honey, I'm wondering, you know, how did the move go with your daughter going to college? And I don't know if you saw, but we started this leaders lab, and it's, I'm blown away by these people in this group. There's like 34 of them. And I certainly, if this is not the right thing for you, but I just didn't know if you knew, guess who's in leaders lab? I mean, that's what follow up looks like when you're a leader as well. It's, Kelly, I know you're new to this. Want to make sure you know that tonight there's an opportunity. So I'm sure you got that dialed in, but I'm trying to get, I know this is all new to you. That's follow up. So follow up doesn't have to be this, I'm hunting for the sale. I only want your money. Follow up can be lots of different things. So I hope that blesses you. Let's fall in love with follow up, being a human, not being weird, being professional, loving on people, doing what we say we're going to do, and enjoy the dopamine hit that comes as a result of becoming this kind of person. So thanks for joining, everybody.